Hello and welcome back to One Piece at Time. At a time. I'm
At that
Keith here with
time.
my ever-ready co-host Richard. How are you on this fine day, Richard?
Oh, I am much too warm. It is a sweltering uh 18 degrees here in rural Ireland at the moment.
18?
Um yeah. It's one of those things where you look up the temperature and it says it's X, but then it feels Y, you know. Like, this is the literal temperature, this is the experiential, the phenomenological temperature. I don't give a shit about what the temperature is outside of how I experience it. So I don't know why that distinction was added,
I find that distinction weird as well.
but it
Surely the
feels like it's
temperature that
warm.
it feels like is the measured temperature we can say it is. Uh, like
That's what else? What else am I going to be doing with the temperature?
I know it's not like there's some kind of mass delusion lying to us about the temperature. It feels that hot because of whatever environmental factors are making me feel that hot. So just
Yeah,
use those environmental factors to get the correct number rather than some kind of I don't know, lying number. It feels like the real number is a lie somehow. Because if I'm personally experiencing X, then that's the thing that's true. That's the thing my senses are delivering to me. What is this second number that's saying what it really is? How is that determined? Hmm?
yeah. But that famous phrase? Facts don't care about your feelings. Well, but my feelings don't care about the facts. In this case, my feelings are literally all that matters.
In this case, my feelings are the facts.
Yeah,
It's not like I'm personally, individually, like having a delusion, you know? If it's saying this on my phone, it's not because it's read my mind to know what I think the temperature feels like. No, this is saying this is what a human is feeling right now. And
yeah,
because we
yeah.
are humans, it's built for our use. It should be using that number.
Exactly. Yeah. If I was out there doing some kind of science experiment in the outside world that needed, strict data on what the exact temperature was, then maybe that would be useful. But I'm just a guy looking up a fucking weather app.
If I was doing strict science thing, I'd be using Kelvin scale.
You wouldn't be using the Google temperature.
I wouldn't be using
Oh, anyway,
Celsius,
anyway,
is what I'm saying. I'd be using Kelvin.
anyway. I believe we're going to upload this to YouTube, so let's just do a little bit of a reintroduction. Um,
Right, 'cause, is this going to be the start of our new series then? Because like we've been talking in our previous episodes about how we don't have a channel, we're going to make a channel. Please bear with us as we make a channel, even though you can't hear us pleading that. Like, are we just going to erase all of that Arlong's Arc stuff? Because we had good stuff. We should upload those videos.
we will, but I think I can just. I'm a lazy man in many aspects, so I could just upload this today and be done with it and get that initial breach done, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So make this like maybe we do like each week we do the video we recorded that week. That's our present tense. And then we also do like one from the backlog each week as well, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, my name's Richard. This is Killian.
Yeah.
We have been reading the One Piece manga for the past what is it, 84, something
Almost
like
two
that, weeks.
years. Because September is when we started, is it? Or what the month did we start? So we've lost our first channel now, so we don't even know what the first video date was.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have to go back. But we're
We can't
what's
go
the
back. We lost the
exact
channel.
what's the exact chapter? We're on 87, chapter 87. So
Yeah.
we have been reading one chapter of One Piece a week for roughly, give or take a couple of hiatuses, 87 weeks.
Yeah, we were doing pretty
Yeah,
well with one chapter each week, and then our channel got nuked, and that coincided with some personal stuff happening. And so we had like about a month and a half, 2 month break, and then we
mm,
got back to doing it just offline, recording it but not uploading it, just waiting for the heat to die down when the One Piece censors stop looking for us, as we're like, public enemy number one for Japanese censorship board. And
yeah,
now that we feel comfortable uploading things now, well, we felt comfortable doing it about 2 months ago, but then we procrastinated because neither of us wanted to take the lead. Um,
yeah.
but we've done it now. The channel's
It's
up,
true.
no videos uploaded to it yet, and maybe we'll make this the first one.
I think so. Why not? We're back. We're back at business. All
Yeah,
of our adoring fans, the people. people who we were so
We
cruelly separated from.
we had like 200 fans before we got nuked, you know? And that's what they say in YouTube. The first 200 are the hardest, you know? Once you hit 200, you're getting your silver play medal next, you know?
Yeah, it's the actual the a couple of 100,000 after that 200. They kind of just make themselves, you know.
Yeah, you get in the algorithm then, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's like if you become wealthy, you know, the interest kind of just accrues naturally. It's the initial investment. It's the
Well,
initial capital.
we're starting back from square one now, and I do dearly hope someday those initial 200 fans that gave us so much support will find this channel again. That would be wonderful because they were nice. We liked them. They gave us good comments. They were on this journey with us, and it feels like a significant loss that we've been disconnected now. But anyway, we should get into the manga. Where are we right now in the manga, Richard? What's happening at chapter 86? Our previous
Uh,
chapter was 86 and 87.
we're in Arlong Park, that arc. Um, let me
So our kind of assessment, since Darlong Park is like part of our unaired media so far,
it
people
is
were with
our
us.
lost media.
Yeah, well, hopefully not lost because we still have it and we can upload it. Although our first few months have been lost, unfortunately. At one point, the oldest videos have gone missing somehow. But anyway, Arlong Park, we got our channel went down at the start of the year when we just hit Arlong Park. I think we got like one or two chapters into Arlong Park, and then we got our channel down. And our assessment of Arlong Park is we have liked it a lot, but in the last few chapters, it's just been fighting, and that's kind of what we were predicting to not like it as much once the fighting started. And I feel that predictions mostly come true. It's still enjoyable.
Yeah,
But the Nami stuff is pretty good. We both like the Nami stuff and the
I
flashback.
did. I enjoyed the Nami backstory and the character development. I don't know about other people reading One Piece or manga as a more broader category. I find the fighting always the least interesting part of it. It's just it's fine. And even like the Don Krieg fight was quite good. I enjoyed that as well as the Kuro fight previously. But
Yeah, that's what
I don't
Richard said
know.
last week.
Maybe
He's like, I don't like the fights. And I said, you like the Don Krieg one? And then he said, oh, yeah, and I like the Kuro one. I was like, so you've liked all the fights so far.
yeah, maybe I just maybe I just don't like the Arlong Park fights, and I'm kind of extrapolating from that.
And maybe it's like
But
the
yeah,
opposite of like anticipation. Maybe it's like you look forward to the fights, not liking them, but then in retrospect, you do like them. It's like the opposite of an excited child. That when you get it, it's not as good as the build up to it. This is the reverse. The build up to the fight is not as good as the actual experience of the fight when it's finished and done with. Maybe in a few chapters we'll be loving the Arlong Park fight.
maybe this will be where One Piece peaked fight wise. This could be as good
Maybe
as it gets. You
we're
know?
gonna go back and just love that Hachi eight sword stance or six sword stance, and maybe we're like that's no, that was the best One Piece had to offer. When that octopus guy had six swords at the same time, my God, I
Whew.
beat that.
Yeah, goddamn. It's hard. It's hard to tell when you're in a golden age whilst you're in the golden age. It's only really a retrospective view that can class that as such. So this could be the golden age of One Piece fights on One Piece at a time, or whatever the hell it is we're called.
Okay,
Wait,
show
you
me.
have started sharing your screen.
Yeah, I've started sharing my screen because we need to get to the episode at some point.
Do
Can you?
I? Do I? Wait. What? We can't put the manga on the screen. That's what got us fucked over last time.
Well, you're going to edit over it though, aren't you? You said you're going to put some kind of dancing GIF on top of it.
No, that was for the old ones. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it,
Okay,
Killian.
get
God
rid of
damn
it.
it. Hide it.
Sorry, nothing there. Okay, but that means you need to bring the manga with you wherever you go.
I have it. It's right here.
You have it
It's there.
today.
Look,
You have it
it's right
today.
there.
You have it all
It's
today.
right
But there
there.
have been instances where you have not had the manga. Okay, is that or is that not true? When you've been recording in Spain and stuff.
Well, yeah, okay. If I'm going abroad, then I'm not going to pack my manga collection. Let me know. That's not going to happen.
Okay, in that case, we'll resort to a dancing GIF or something like that. Okay. All right. We're just going
That's
raw,
GIF.
raw visual facial. We're just giving you raw facials here. You know, that's what you're getting in the channel.
What else? I mean, how is that any worse than a covered over half manga panel?
Yeah, well, I guess they could kind of see from the edges where we are, but hey, you read along. Get your own One Piece manga you've legally sourced and read along with us
Yeah.
here. Okay? We're on chapter 87. I'm jumping in. Okay? Chapter 87, it's all over. I don't believe that for a second. I don't think we're finishing this arc in this chapter. Nor do I think this is the final chapter of One Piece. Because I'm pretty sure there's quite a few more than 87 chapters.
I'll be
But
really disappointed if this box set I bought actually ends on chapter 87 because
the rest of
it,
that is just question corners.
yeah, possible, but unlikely.
Kabloosh! Woo!
Kabloosh.
Kurobi! Hachi! Oh, wait, oh, we beat both of them last time? Oh, yes, Sanji just kind of ended the fight, didn't he? Yeah.
He had all of his horrible cuisine related techniques.
Okay. Like I said, insignificant small fry. Looks like we're the winners of this game. Oh, I forgot my Brooklyn accent for Sanji. Like I said, insignificant small fry. Looks like we're the winners of this game. Uh-huh. Clack. How dare you wipe out my most valuable officers? Who do you think you are? You said Luffy's half okay. What's that mean? It means he's not yet dead. Not dead yet. I'll have to go back to town. I'll have to go back down to the ocean floor. But it looks like this guy isn't about to let me. Those guys are incredible. They defeated two of Arlong's best men. Gasp! Ha! Ha! That's it. I can't hold my breath any longer. Take a break, Mr. Genzo. I'll go down now. He's coughing up water. We're so close. How's it going over there? Nobody's been killed yet. In fact, I was afraid to believe it until now. I still can hardly believe it, but I feel a rising sense of hope about this battle. Nojiko having hope for the first time in years and years. Which is just
Yeah,
like, hmm?
maybe literally the first time in her life that she's felt hopeful
Anything?
about anything, right? She she's had a pretty tough life from a pretty young age.
Yeah, like she romanticizes that Bellemere section of her life, but the truth is, like, she was living pretty close to the poverty line there, you know?
Yeah.
Mwah. You gave me a hard chase, and you were pretty fast for a human, but then you died from one shot of my lipo blaster? How disappointing. So,
Lipo blaster.
okay, Usopp's dead. Wasn't
Yeah,
expecting.
thank God. Finally.
Like, we like Usopp. I like Usopp. Why you so down on Usopp? What's wrong with Usopp?
You mean the slop boy? No, look, I liked the arc that introduced him. The problem I have with Usopp or Slop, is he's already slightly redundant in this setup, and
Honestly,
we're only 80 chapters into the story.
I
700 chapters in, what the fuck is Usopp going to be doing in chapter 700? Like nothing.
well, like I kind of prefer that to Sanji and Zoro just beating everything, like for poorly adequately explained reasons. They're just better, you know? I like that Usopp has to struggle with the situations he's in.
No, I'm with you, right? If they were closer to Slop's level, I'd be happier, but they're not, so he just becomes redundant.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
Well, let's see
and I,
how
and I,
he distracted this
I
one
don't,
guy.
I don't think it's going to get better as it progresses. In fact, I don't see how it could get anything other than worse as it
Okay.
progresses.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Success! I'm saved! Good thing I made those ketchup stars for just this kind of situation. That guy thinks he hit me with his lipo blaster thing. Heh. Just keep walking, lips. Sheesh, what a terrifying species they are. They can flip houses upside down, a whole village of them. I do feel sorry for Nami, and I wish I could do more to help. But if it means getting killed, I'll pass. Okay, really playing into Richard's redundant theory here.
Yeah.
I'm covered with ketchup blood, but I wish I had a few more battle scars. That's it. If I smear dirt all over myself, then I might look like I fought a real battle. That can up. Lying about his military acumen, military history here.
Well, yes, this true to form, true to
Military
form.
service. What should I say when I get back? Sorry I lost. We're a team, aren't we? I almost had him, but he got away. Don't cry, Nami. It was a hopeless battle. I prefer death to defeat. Well, we all put up a good fight. But hey, compared to a bunch of woman-hating crap pirates, he's not so bad. Wow, that was a tough fight. It's business. I had no choice. All right, maybe this is the start of Usopp's arc that's going to make him not redundant, like because our author is feeling the exact same thing you're feeling right now about Usopp. So now we're going to see Usopp really commit himself to training. My wounds aren't that bad. We've been waiting for you, brothers. Can you understand what a painful choice that was for her? Let's fight. You should have seen me fight. Uh, this is shameful. Hold it right there,
Oh,
fish guy. Okay, like Usopp, you're going through a existential kind of facing your cowardice and moment like that, but you could do this without giving away your position to the enemy. It would be better to sneak attack him, you know? You're just drawing attention to this guy who I think has a long range attack based on how he described that attack, that kissing attack.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like not the smartest move. And what I like about Usopp is he's more kind of tactical and uh strategic than the others. You're
Yeah,
alive.
there's a distance between rolling around in the dirt like he's doing right now to hide and immediately challenging the fishman the way he
That foe
is.
who's way beyond your class. Like you beat him with your wiles and your sneak attacks. The moment I decided to leave my village, I said goodbye to peace and security. You think I'd let you hit me with your wimpy half-fish squirt gun? Luffy and those guys live every day like there's no tomorrow. That's why they can laugh so heartily. That's the reason I set out to sea in first place. 'Cause I wanted to laugh with gusto like them. If I don't fight with everything I've got, then I'm not worthy to sail on the same ship with those guys. How could I ever laugh with them again? Death blow! Firestar! You think that's gonna stop me? Dong! He just got his skull crushed in. Like, if this guy can move a house, then his skull should just have exploded from that hit. That was a clean hit.
It was dead center.
You should have just played dead. Your brain must be as weak as your body. It's all over. That's right, it's all over for you. Okay, that's our chapter title drop. That's why this is called It's All Over. It's all
Uh,
over. Usopp's hammer. That's Usopp saying it or the Kisserfish?
well, I really doubt the Kisserfish says Usopp's hammer.
Oh yeah, he has a hammer in his hand. Okay. Yeah, okay. It just felt like he was in a position of advantage there. Oof! Usopp's rubber band of doom. Flinch? Where did he hit him with the hammer? Did he go for the
It looks
balls?
like he no, it looks like he hit him in the shin.
Oh yeah, there's an impact there. Okay, yeah, this is the end of the
Uh,
hammer blow. He started off on the left, went left to right. Okay.
yeah.
Honestly, I would have preferred he just went for the genitals. Get them in their weak
I don't
spot.
know.
I don't know,
I don't know what
fishmen.
kind of
Go.
exactly. Yeah, I don't
Well,
know. I don't know what the fish people have genitals wise.
I don't know what they have either, but it would be a comedic moment to find out if he went for it. And it turned out they either do, and it's funny because he hit him in the balls, or they don't, and it's funny because the attack failed. Quite like
Uh,
this rubber band attack he's going to try now. I assume the rubber band of doom is going to fail.
well, I mean, that's I'll have to turn to the next. I'll have to look to the next page to see if that rubber band attack does fail.
Doom. What? The fool tricked me. He ran away, the little coward. How did he do that? The rubber band made him flinch. He closed his eyes because he got a band across his eyes and he managed to get out of the way in that split second. Well, I guess you do close your eyes even if someone sets like a little rubber band down at it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Usopp is really that fast. I don't think we've seen
For
this
a
kind of
boo.
speed from him, but
It seems like he's trying like a Molotov cocktail here because he's going for what? Booze? The deadly lead star. Ugh. Okay, you should have kept your fire star for the booze. You used the fire star to start this off. Should have combined it with the booze here.
Maybe you can do it again.
Well, he used the lead star there, not a fire star. Yeah, this
Yeah, it's
puny
got.
is full of insolent tricks. Snick. But no matter where you're hiding, I'll blast you with water from this paddy. That fish can say whatever he wants. Whatever happens, I, Usopp, will not run for this fight. If I lose, I die. I'm a pirate now. Limo cannon!
Wait, Glenn, hold on there a second. You
What?
live in Japan at the moment, right?
Yes, yes.
Where did the term rice paddy come from? Like, do you know?
I felt it's more associated with China, that term. But
I
I
guess, yeah.
I don't I see rice paddies all the time where I live, but I don't really know what the Japanese term for them are. But I don't think so. Paddy does not strike me as a very Japanese sounding name. It does work with Japanese phonics, like you can say it accurately in Japan in Japanese phonics, but I don't feel like it is a Japanese word.
Yeah, okay.
I
I was
feel,
curious.
but if it's Chinese, it's probably more like paddy or something like that. That's like really hard to say and not remotely like paddy.
Mm, okay.
Kabloosh! Wow, what power! Why do I have to fight this fool? There he is. Okay, so he missed. He took out a huge chunk of the wood. Hope no one else was there. But he did miss Usopp. Oh, having trouble getting to the next page. Okay. I'll turn him into Swiss cheese. Okay, there is the confirmation of something we've all been wondering. Switzerland does exist in the One Piece world. So we don't know what other countries exist, but we can confirm Swiss cheese exists and therefore Switzerland exists. Yes? Do you
Wait, hold on. At the risk of sounding like a moron, I'm not sure the origin of Swiss cheese is Switzerland, is it?
well, what else could the Swiss mean?
I don't know. Is it not like I mean, it could just be a different term, a different word.
Okay, I feel like you're making me look like an idiot now, but even though I could still be right.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're both looking stupid here.
Me for
Swiss
doubting myself,
cheese.
and you for questioning this Swiss of Swiss trees.
Uh, it's also known as Alpine cheese.
Well, the Alps are Switzerland.
Yeah, okay. It comes from, a place in Switzerland. Yeah.
Okay. You know, there's a pair of mountains in Japan called the Alps, because the Japanese just hadn't named them until a European guy showed up and said, "Hey, let's give a name for all the mountains." The individual mountains had names, but the range didn't. And he said, "Oh, this reminds me of the Alps. You mind if I call it the Alps?" And the Japanese were like, "The Europeans seem to know what you're doing, so yeah, we'll call it the Alps."
Have you climbed them? You've climbed quite a few mountains, right?
I could climb mountains near me. The Alps are a little far from me.
Hmm. I don't have a conception of Japanese geography like at all. I presume everything is within like a 10-minute drive of you,
No,
but
no, Japan.
I don't know.
It's not a huge amount of land area, Japan, but it's a very long country, so it's not actually like things can be far away, you know.
Hmm.
In Ireland,
Well, go climb those. Go climb all the mountains, Glenn.
all of them. Well,
Well, I mean, like the big ones.
that's another thing. In this same kind of era, where like this European guy came and he was mapping all these mountains and climbing it. Like there was one mountain left in the country that had not been climbed, like by anyone, or so like it was, because he went and said, "Has anyone climbed that? What's that mountain's name? How high is it?" And the Japanese people are like, "I don't know." It's like, okay, this is the last one that we need to demarcate, and report to the government and put on the official like geography records of the country. And so they
Hmm.
thought no one had ever climbed this mountain before. And so the first expedition, when they got to the top, though, they found a samurai sword stuck into the top of the mountain alongside like a wooden Buddhist pole. And I was like, how did it get here? You need like modern climbing mountain equipment to get to the top of this mountain. And then they took the sword down and it was like 1,000 years old. And I was like, no, some crazy monk and a samurai like 1,000 years ago climbed this like really difficult mountain just for the fun of it, I guess, without any like modern like ropes and things you stick in and stuff. I don't know how big a difference it makes, but apparently they were like really surprised to find this like artifact just
Mm.
at the top of a weather-beaten mountain that had been there for like 1,000 years.
I mean, I feel like most mountains would have some level of, but now maybe people don't scale to the very peak of all the mountains, but like people live practically everywhere. There's bound
Well,
to be mountain people that live up nearby.
the locals didn't think so. Like there was no it's like it's deep within their ma mountain range, you know? Like
I guess, yeah, okay. And you
uh,
sure this happened? This sounds vaguely like a folk tale, you
I
know?
have seen pictures of the sword in a museum. I have not been to the museum because
Mm.
they named the mountain Mount Sword afterwards, but there's two Mount Swords in Japan, so I'm not sure which one it is. Because it was a good reason to call the mountain that, but apparently that name had already been used and they didn't change the other one. But
I'm sure the original mountain has a good reason as well. Maybe it looks like incredibly like a sword.
maybe. But I would like to go to the museum where the sword's kept someday to check and verify myself, because I did read about this on the internet, and yeah, well, you know, the internet never leads you astray with like false stories, you know. So
Hasn't
anyway,
happened to me so far.
let's get back to Usopp here. Lip powerizer. Ah, how did he find me? Well, you did say that was close, and you poked your head out from behind a tree.
If you did,
Darn it. You'll see former Usopp Pirates crew member. Darn it. You'll see former Usopp's pirate crew member. Yeah, I went to the sea to become a pirate. Is this flashback dialogue? Because it's not using the same bubbles. I'm going to fight, and someday I really will be a brave warrior of the seas. My easy days of pretend pirating are over. Snap, crack, ah! What did you say was over? This fight. Did you know that grog burns? Huh? Deadly Firestar! Yeah! Okay, so he is doing the fire alcohol combo. He just broke it to be on top of him earlier. But
mm,
yeah, I guess that's smart because if you just fired it when it was in the bottle, it would probably be more concussive impact. But now he's actively setting him on fire. Okay. Well, we'll see how that proceeds for Usopp next time. Richard,
I
do
mean, he's just burned this guy alive if it works.
well, like he's probably not going to die. He's
Yeah, I know.
burning him onto the point of unconsciousness. Because unless you're Bellemere, you just don't die in One Piece. You know, it was an ongoing joke that we were waiting for someone to die in One Piece, and finally we got it with Bellemere, Nami's adoptive mother. But it took a long time. Took a long time
It
before we had someone actually die, despite the tense
did.
situations. God, Jin was so close, and it was like, nope. He just walked off that poison gas.
Yeah, we
Okay.
didn't. I think it came off as that we really wanted Jin to die, which we didn't. We just wanted a little bit, some higher stakes
I
in the
didn't want
story.
Jin specifically to die. I just wanted someone to
Yeah,
die.
that's what I'm saying. You know, we didn't have it out for Jin.
Could have been Zeph, that kind of Zeph, or even Don Krieg. You know, even the bad guys haven't died.
Yeah. Well, I don't want Don Creek to die. He's cool. I like him.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens when he comes back. I'll be interested to see if he can rebuild his armada. Okay,
Mm.
Richard, we only have a few minutes left. 8 minutes. Read the question corner here for us.
Oh yeah, we got a question corner. Just for reference. Question. Sensei, I taught up a new technique for Luffy. He stretches his mouth and eats up his enemy and later flushes him down the toilet along with his poop. What do you think? Good idea, huh? It stinks. It stinks, kid.
Okay, but wait a second. Could Luffy do this? Like,
I
it's a
mean, anyone
joke.
could do this, Killian. You could do this.
I couldn't eat a person whole, but Luffy can stretch. Could he put them in his mouth and trap them inside his body until they
Oh,
suffocate?
I didn't oh, he stretches his mouth. Okay, see, I took this as literally he just eats them like piece by piece. Like
He thought this guy was just suggesting Luffy cannibalize the dude.
Well, I think if you swallow someone whole, you're kind of engaging in cannibalism, even if you're not,
Yeah, okay.
biting them.
But obviously we have to take advantage of Luffy's unique properties. Yes, I could cannibalize a person if I chose to. I've never felt the inclination in my life yet, okay? But I'm sure I could physically pull it off. I could not do it as a battle combat technique, though. Could Luffy actually open his mouth wide enough to consume someone and win a fight by doing that? I actually think he could. I don't think anything
Yeah,
we've seen about Luffy so far would suggest he would be unable to. It's just once they're inside his body, they would probably struggle and like you'd see their fists coming out of his chest and stuff. But I don't think that would even hurt Luffy unless they have like a sword on them or something that they can poke through.
yeah,
It's
yeah, let's
ridiculous
not.
notion, but I think Luffy could genuinely do this, and it would genuinely be an effective attack.
Yeah, I don't think you should dwell too much on the limits of Luffy's flexibility and physiology. It gets a little bit. I was supposed to.
Let's see. What are you doing with that TV down there? You're gonna.
Ah, I was supposed to turn that on in the background to, like, distract people.
Okay, well, I think you getting out of your chair, kneeling down, turning it on is going to be more of a distraction. Unless you cut it out, so it just goes on randomly in the background, and you find a moment where like it naturally can seamlessly work. So let's try and take the exact physical positions we were before you cut out of your chair.
Okay, okay. Anyway, question two. I have a question. I've got a question for Oda Sensei. What do you call Bellamir's hairdo? Answer: It's called "Women Are Brave." Go to the beauty parlor and shout it out. I like. Okay, that's like one of the first jokes I've actually enjoyed in these question corners.
I wish I could remember what Bellamir's hairstyle looks like. It's kind of short, right? But I think I'm just thinking of adult Nojiko now when I think of Bellamere. What did she
I
look
am
like?
I have no idea what her haircut looked like. Next question. I'm glad that Brother Sanji is a ladies' man and not a gentleman's man. And Oda says, indeed.
What's it?
Um,
You're saying he's glad Sanji's not gay?
I, I, I can't read it any other way.
Okay,
And for Oda, and
homophobia.
for Oda, and for Oda to do this during Pride Month as well, Killian. I'm very disappointed in him.
Well, I don't think he released this in Pride Month. I don't even know if Pride Month existed back when this was first released, but it probably
Well,
wasn't.
I remember it was like Pride Day and Pride Weekend. Now we kind of have Pride Month.
I can remember when it was Pride Hour
I guess Pride Season would be next. Kind of
and
like
Pride Year, then Pride Century, and then the millennium of the Jews.
1,000 years. Oh, long may they rule. Okay, next question. When Sanji is thinking about a girl, his cigarette smoke forms the shape of a heart. How does he do that? I want to do it too. Please, 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 please teach me. Okay,
Richard,
first you
you
have to
only said
be,
please like 5 times. You missed like the other 95.
yeah, it says please times 100. I'm going to take 100 as one of those metaphorically large numbers, not literally 100. So, question first, you have to be over 20 years old. 20 years old is the age for smoking in Japan. Is that what
I
I'm
don't
to
know what
take
the
from
age
that?
for smoking is, but drinking alcohol is 20 years old. So smoking is probably the
That's
same.
madness. That's madness.
Oh, yeah, I know. It should just be illegal for everyone.
First, you have to be over 20 years old. Then light up a cigarette and take a deep puff of smoke. Let the smoke soak up the feelings of love that you've prepared in your lungs and exhale it from your mouth. The smoke will surely come out in the shape of a heart.
Okay, this might be the best question corner we've had so far. And I say that without a very high bar because the bar has been pretty low for the question corner.
They have. There's been some dog shit question corner episodes so far. But yeah, I like these answers. Okay, question. I can't decide whether Yosaku and Johnny are strong or not. I'm within a frog's hair of being able to tell, but really, between those two and Helmeppo, who will develop more? I have hopes that one day Kaya will become an excellent doctor.
What the hell is that answer?
Wait,
Kaya
wait.
is the first Nami lookalike who gave him the ship, right?
Yeah, because Slop Slop just mentioned it there in his flashbacks for Kaya. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think she might have mentioned she wanted to be a doctor, or maybe he's just like fucking incepting me, gaslighting me into thinking that's something that was established. But what is that as a response to this question? And like the question is kind of genuine. How do we power scale Yosaku and Johnny when we've just seen them lose all the time, even though they said they're actually strong?
Maybe there is a context or a joke here I'm not getting, or maybe he just made a mistake.
It
I don't
might
know.
literally be he wrote the answer on the wrong form that he had to like submit back to like
Yeah.
the studio for printing these or something. It's it's confusing me. Hey, we have the channel live now. This video will be uploaded today, hopefully. Tell us,
Yes.
tell us,
Absolutely.
what do you think? What do you think this question means? Okay. All
That
right.
yeah,
Anyway,
that ability to ask people was a thing that I missed quite a lot because
yes.
we don't get all the things, we miss some things. There's people who've been reading and watching One Piece for like 20 years at this point. They know this a lot better than we do. And that ability to throw out questions was very useful. So
Okay.
yeah, what are we missing? What are we missing here, folks? What's happening?
Less than a minute until the call finishes, Richard. So we better finish up here. Okay.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm done.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Thanks,
done.
guys. Thanks for joining
Thanks,
us in the
everybody.
first survived chapter of One Piece a week. And check out for our backlog. It might be episodes you've seen before if you are one of those 200 viewers, but eventually you'll get into content that has never been aired before. So you can feel
Yeah,
special.
well, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Anyway, that's it for today.
All
We love
right.
you all.